Hey, good morning, Camp Allegheny. How are you? I am Katherine, or Catty, as I was known during my camping days. Elizabeth Schreckeye asked me to do some artwork for you guys today. A couple weeks ago, I had the opportunity to do a lantern drawing, and some of them turned out so well. I'm so impressed with y'all's math skills. So quick background for you guys who don't know me. I live in Chesapeake, Virginia. Born and raised right here in Hampton Roads. I currently teach art to a K-1 Title I school in Virginia Beach, but I've been teaching art for 13 years. So art has always been my deal. So I went to Camp Allegheny from 1990 to the early 2000s. I think my last year was 2007, 2006. I just came for one term to help out, but I did all kinds of jobs and roles. The JC, unit head of the waterfront, head counselor. So I did lots of stuff. Elizabeth was always there. So Elizabeth and I are in the same JC group, and she was actually in my tent my very first year in 1990, and I was scouring my house to find that picture, but I couldn't find it. But I'll look today, see if I can find it again. It's pretty cute of us, little 10-year-olds hanging out there in Unit 2 junior camp. All right, so I am by myself today. My little sidekick decided not to join me today. She's too busy building stuff. So it's just me. So we are going to, I have two examples. So I'm all about the tents. I love doing things with art that are symbolic of that place or that feeling or whatever. So tents for me is a huge part of Camp Allegheny. That's where we spend a lot of time there, being campers. I prefer either there if I was in a tent or in the river. I was a happy gal. So here's one, a simple one for my youngest artist this morning. And then I have one that's a little bit more complicated for the older crew. We're working with some perspective drawings here. So what you're going to need today, they're super fun, pretty easy. But what you're going to need is a heavy-duty piece of paper or a piece of cardboard or cardstock, something to hold some glue. You're also going to need some glue bottles, not glue sticks, just because it won't allow for it to be nice and big here. Also, if you have a parent close by, or if you're an older girl or someone else, you could use a hot glue gun as well. If you're also impatient, like I am sometimes, and you're waiting for your glue to dry, because we're going to be using glue, you can pull out your hair dryer to blow dry it. And the fun part, you're also going to need some tin foil, okay, and some markers, and that's it. All right, so let's go ahead and get started drawing. I'm going to do both tent drawings real quick, and then I'll show you the next steps. All right, I'm so glad the Shrek Up boys are excited. They're so fun. They should come join my art class all the time. All right, so we're going to scan down here. All right, so we're going to show you guys how to draw the basic tent one first. All right, so we are going to draw some mountains, because fall off the mountains, first rays of light. Right, so we're going to come down here. Nice, draw a curved line right here. Okay, now friends, it doesn't matter if you go heavy or soft at this point, because we're just going to cover up our lines with the glue. Right, so then we're going to draw another one. And then I always like to draw a horizon line just to give myself some point of reference. A horizon line is just a line that goes all the way across. Okay, just like that. And then we're just going to start drawing some little straight lines, just going like this, up and down. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3 straight lines or sections, pairs. And then we're just going to draw some what could be triangles right there at the top, and another one up top here, and then another one here. Okay? Easy enough. That's your first one. And if you want to go in here and erase in your tents here, that's fine. You can do that too. All right, so that's your first, that is your first section there, okay? Oh, Eleanor, my little sidekick has decided to join me. Say good morning.
Good morning.
Can you take off your, can you say, go Gainey?
Go Gainey?
Gainey. Are you a blue or are you a gray?
Gray.
Yay, grays!
You know I want to be my favorite color.
No, we can't. That's not how it works.
Why?
Because you're Sugar, my mom, and all of your aunties and I are proud members of the gray team.
But where do I sit?
Oh, okay. Well, let's move that dog the other way. I guess she's joining us now. All right. So that's your first drawing. Okay. Now let's get into our second drawing here. It's a little bit more complicated. Again, because we're dealing with some perspective. So again, yeah, you're gonna use that one. Okay.
Okay, but let me turn off my pad.
Okay. So again, we're gonna add our horizon line. Okay. And then we're gonna add our mountain range. Okay, and then we're going to come down here to about this section right here. And we are, yeah, it's not going to happen. Eleanor cannot be a blue. This is not going to work, y'all. We're going to draw some.
How am I going to do that?
No, you don't have to worry about anything just yet, okay? Just hang out. All right?
Okay, call me when it's time to color.
Okay,
I'll
so.
be in the dining room.
All right, sounds good. So we're going to make some rectangles here that are going on the diagonal. We're going to start working.
When it's time to color that.
I'll let you know. We are going to then make another rectangle off the side here. Right here. So we're going to make the logs of what would be a campfire. Now, I was no wild woman, so I never built fires. But now that I'm older, my husband and I like a good fire in our backyard. So I've become quite the little person here who likes to do some fire starters. Okay, so there we go. That's gonna be what your fire would look like. Maybe it's not as large as the one I just drew. Now coming over to our tents. Now we sleep in platform tents at Camp Allegheny, and I remember back in the day, they used to be green, but I think they're all white right now. But yeah, so they used to be all green back in the day, and like different shades of green. And I'm so old that I remember when they used to write on the tents, which is totally, you can't do that because it makes them unwaterproof. And who wants to be in a tent that's not waterproof? All right, so moving back down here, we're gonna start with another rectangle. Okay, just like that. You can see like that. Okay, and then we're gonna draw a square. Well, actually more like a rectangle too. A square like that, okay? And then we're gonna draw some lines that are on the diagonal. Like that, okay? And I am drawing the steps to what would be to the tent, okay? So then I'm gonna draw another square, coming up like that, like that. Yeah, it's orange tents, it's crazy. So this is where the steps would be, where you put your, like, if you're second termer, your candlelight campfire little candle right there that you're supposedly supposed to light at Christmas time. I always lost mine before I made it that far. All right, so now we've got our steps to our tent. We've got the base of it, and we're going to come up here and we're going to draw some more lines that are on the diagonal. And then we're going to come up here. So it looks like it's going back, the beautiful thing about perspective. And then we're going to draw some lines that are going to go upward. Okay, and then some lines across like this. So we have now drawn the inside of our tent. Now we're going to come up here to the top and we're going to draw a nice diagonal line. We're going to come up like this. Now, friends, it's okay if it's not perfect because, you know, we're gonna put glue on it, and then we're gonna oh, that's off. And then we're just gonna cover it up, right? So, and then we're gonna do it on both sides. So here we have, ooh, tan ones, yeah. They're all white right now, right? All the tents are white at camp now. Okay, and then also we always have this pole that keeps them up. Right? We're going to erase that line back there. Right? So we've got the center pole, and then you would have your shelves coming down, that kind of stuff. And I'm going to take that one away. So because our tent flaps are open. Now, here comes really tricky. We're going to draw our counselor bed, or I'm assuming it's still counselor bed, but I guess everyone can arrange their tents differently these days. You're going to come in here, we're going to draw a small rectangle, okay? And then we're going to come down and we're going to draw another rectangle that's up and down like this. A small line that goes on the diagonal. Right, so that's one leg, and we're going to do the same thing over here. So we've got two legs for our bed, and those would be the two legs that we would see if we're looking directly into the tent. Then we're going to come up into this rectangle right here, and we're going to draw, make it look. And so there we're beginning of our bed. If we want to add the mattress, or we can leave it just like that, you're going to come in here and make a curved line.
Mama?
Yes, ma'am.
My pad won't work.
Why won't it work?
I'm trying to restart it, but when I press the restarting button, it won't work.
Okay, well, can you go upstairs and ask Daddy real quick?
Okay.
Yeah, my husband's home. We're all home and have been for 5 weeks now. And it's been a challenge. All right, so then we have your bed right there, and then if you wanted to add a trunk, you can do the same thing. So you start with the rectangle coming out like that. Maybe this is just a counselor's tent. I don't know. Okay, so then we have some, and it's okay if it's not perfect. All right, so there's your basic tent. So you have a bed, you've got a trunk, whatever, and then you've got a campfire over here. Okay, so now here comes the fun part, friends. You're going to use, if that wasn't fun enough, you're going to use some glue here, and you are going to use your glue to trace along.
Mama?
Yes, ma'am.
But I want to color a picture like that.
Oh, okay, you can work on that one.
I can color that one.
Sure.
Not that one.
Sure. Okay, and so you are going to take your glue and you're just going to outline your lines with the glue. Now this is why we have to use the glue out of the glue bottle, because if you use like a glue stick, it won't get the height that we need for it to work. So I'm going to come in here, right here. Now if you, make sure my glue is working here, if you feel more comfortable, if you're an older gal and you have access to a glue gun, you could also use a glue gun here too. All the glue is doing is just creating a way to create some texture and some different height when we put the tinfoil over top of it. Kind of a relief situation. We'll have a little low relief, a little high relief, depending on how much glue you put on. Okay. So as we're doing this, friends, okay, and then come across like this.
On my pad.
Come up like that, put it up like that. Okay, and then we're going to come in here. That's my bed here. And once the glue is dry, I forgot that one right there. And this just takes some serious control. So if you have some younger friends working on this project, an adult may need to help them just because of the control within the fine motor skills. All right, so you guys are gonna need, for your glue to dry, you can take a hair dryer to do it, make it dry faster. That's what I did earlier today. If you use glue, a hot glue gun, it'll dry pretty quick, which I have this example right here. You guys can see it. So you got that right there. Or, and I did this one even earlier, and I did put my hair dryer to it to get it done. But for this purposes, I just wanted you guys not to have to wait for it to dry and watch me wait it dry. That's just a waste of time. So your next step is to take this tinfoil. Now, friends, I get my tinfoil because I just like this. It is, I get it 50 sheets, and it's the sheets that doesn't come on the roll because I never can get it off the roll correctly. And these are really great for afternoon, like dinner times, when you're just like throwing stuff in the oven when we are normal times. But they're really great for art. So I have like 3 or 4 boxes of these in my classroom because I'll use it with my kiddos because it's fun, and it doesn't tear as easily. Okay, so your next step, once it's completely dry, so it may be later on this afternoon, you may come back to it tomorrow or whenever, but I know that Elizabeth will have this video up for you guys to check out for a couple days. Also, you can always run over to my YouTube channel. I've done a lesson yesterday about this, but I use fish, but it's the same process. So you're going to take your tinfoil and you are going to flatten it onto your picture here once the glue is dry. And you're going to rub your hands over it and allowing for the tinfoil to really sit on there and using your fingers to really get in there and make sure it's pressing down. And then you're going to flip it over, and using just a little glue here, we are going to glue down our tinfoil. All right, just on the corners. Almost like a present. Just so the edges are nice and clean. Now the tinfoil will stay on there without any glue, but just to make sure it doesn't come off, it's nice to have that thing right there. Okay, so then you can go back over there and rub it in one more time here. Okay, and then I'm going to do the other one. I don't know if Eleanor's coming back or not. Elizabeth, are you guys still doing the mother-daughter weekend this year? Is it still going to happen? I hope so. Me and Eleanor may look into it, maybe give it something to look forward to when we get out of this quarantine. That'd be something nice to do. Since schools here in Hampton Roads, well, in Virginia, are closed until forever for the rest of this academic year, which makes me really sad because I miss my kiddos. Okay, so then we have the second one here, and again, you're just going to rub it in here. Now, if you use a hot glue, you're going to have a taller relief there, but if you use this regular glue, it also works really great, and you just get a little bit more of a relief. Both are totally fine. You can see this here. Cool. Well, keep us posted, Elizabeth. Eleanor and I may look into it. It could give us a good excuse to go. Her Daisy group camp out trip got canceled, so she was really looking forward to that. All right, so let's see what we can do. Now, here comes the fun part. Now you can come in with your markers. I use alcohol-based markers just because that's what I have at my house, but any markers will work. I am going to do, because Eleanor said she wanted to do the fancy one, but I don't know where she is. So I'm going to do this one. Now you guys can color your tents, you can color your mountains, your background, whatever colors you want. And as I was making these the other day, I decided the one with the campfire, I really wanted to be like a purple sky, like Purple Mist, right? I love that song, even though I don't know all the words ever, because I'm not very good at remembering camp words because I'm not a singer. I always just mum the words, it's terrible. But I do remember the Purple Mist, and so we're going to do some purple background here in between our mountains. Okay, and so I'm using this alcohol-based marker, and I'm really careful coming around where our glue is, because if you push too much force on it, it will break, and we don't want our background to break per se. We want to keep it, the tinfoil, nice and even, and it's all covering everything, so we don't see any of that that paper that we put it on there. Okay, so I've come in here with some purple tones here. I'm going to add in some yellows. Right, I'm going to come in here. Okay, right here. Okay, so there's your background. Then you can come in here and start working on your mountains. Oh, I missed those mountains. I'm ready to get back to them. And my Greenbrier River, my ultimate favorite place. My family and I are very fortunate. We have a river house just down the road from Camp Allegheny on milepost 26, and we go there every summer. And we especially go during the 4th of July week, and all my sisters come, and with my mom and dad, and we're ready. We're ready to go be back up there and out of Hampton Roads for a little bit. We're definitely feeling stuck, if you would, like I'm sure everybody else is. All right, so now I'm coming in here and I'm just coloring in my mountain range. Now I just show the green here. You guys can choose whatever color you want. Maybe you're feeling very, very happy and you want your mountain range to be purple or pink or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. This is your art. Make it however you like it to be. Okay, so they come in here. And the cool thing about the tinfoil is that it makes it shiny. It makes it stand out, which is just really fun. All right, so I've got my mountain range there. Now I'm going to come in here with a brown and then also a red and a bright for my campfire here. Okay, so you're just going to come in here and start coloring. Coloring is like the best stress reliever, just because you're able to be creative and enjoy the process, but also just not really think about it. Just come in here, have a good time, color. Always makes me happy. And when I taught high school kids, they love just to color. So there'll be days with like right after like we've done big testing or exams, I would just be like, all right, friends, and I give them coloring sheets, complicated coloring sheets, and I just allow for them to color, and they'd always say that was like their favorite class activity because it helps them like de-stress. So I'm making my fire here. And I've got some yellow. I may do some orange instead. So orange here. Okay, so we got right here. Sorry, Eleanor's turned on the TV, so I apologize. All right, so there you have your fabulous fire. Yes, and so then we're gonna move over to our tent. And again, you guys can make your tents any color. I think I'm going to make my tent green because that's what I had growing up. All right, so I've got my tent base here, the platform. And then I'm also going to make my steps around here too. Okay, and then you got your poles. And then we've got underneath the floor here, and we've got our floor, and then we're gonna underneath our bed. That was always like the best part. If you lived in an upstart tent, then you got an honor tent. You always race to get that first bed per se. All right, so I'm gonna make mine a lime. My tent's gonna be lime green. But you guys could even leave it silver if you wanted to. and just outline it with a black marker, and it'll make it, you know, seem more white than green. Like I'm working with this fluorescent green here. Kind of like it. Kind of makes me happy here. Bright colors here. All right. All right, and then I'm gonna come in here with, I think I'm just gonna do with black here. And I'm gonna outline where the bed would be and where the trunk would be as well. Coming back over here. Now here. Oh, I missed the whole green section. All right, and then I'm going to come back with my brown here. There it is. Okay, and there's lines here that you can see inside the tent here. That's better. You can actually see where it's defining the tent itself, so it doesn't look like a big old blob. I'm gonna come back over with my green. I missed this whole section of mountains. And then the bottom, you guys could do like a super dark green because it is, you know, twilight hour. You could do black like my example. I think maybe I'll do this green, which is kind of like a bluey green. And I'm just gonna, you know, color the bottom here. Oh, that's too close. That's too close. Yeah, that's better. Okay. So I've got this kind of dewy green here, this kind of army green, if you would. And you're just gonna come in here and we're gonna color just the bottom here. Now if you're working on the other one, the more simple one, again, you can make your tents any color you want. You know, you can make them all blue if you're a part of the blue team. You can make them all orange if you're an NCCC. If you are a purple JC, maybe make them purple. Or just make them pink if you're a counselor. And I'm not sure what your new, what are your junior counselors in training? I don't know what they're called. The 16th. I don't know what color they are, so maybe make it that color. They're going down like this. I'm going to put it right here. And friends, there you have your pretty cool camp scene. It's really fun. Sorry, my lights are breaking off of it. And then the other one is, you know, choose an example, this way like that. Anything that makes you happy. So when I think of camp, I always think of happy thoughts. Oh, you're welcome. Hey, Ashley. Ashley and I were counselors together. And she lives in Roanoke as well, so we're happy to see her. Actually, she's got a son and a daughter, so hopefully the son will go to Camp Greenbrier, and her daughter, of course, will go to Allegheny. So just my little plug for camp. Here we are in quarantine, 5 weeks in, and we're thinking towards the summer. If you haven't decided on your plans, I tell you, one of the best things my parents did for me was send me to camp. I loved it. You know, for me to be going, I think I went 15 summers, was one of the best things my parents did for me. Now, my parents, we had the opportunity to go, well, she said all 4 of us, but, you know, we made it work financially. We figured it out. But I couldn't imagine not going to camp and not going to Camp Allegheny, as opposed to somewhere else. The best experience we can do. My Eleanor, who's only 7, she'll be 8 in May, she's not quite ready to go yet. We're hoping that she will be ready when she's 9 to check out mini camp, and then go on to term camp. So, but I became the most confident person in terms of my swimming ability at camp, so much so that after my 15th summer, I decided to join the swim team as a high school student who never swam like on a team or anything. And so I just went and I joined swimming because I went to camp and felt really confident in my skills. I was never a big like rifle person or archery, but the Greenbrier River is my love. I still love it. My family loves it. We go up there. And I didn't do much arts and crafts, but the confidence I developed at camp, I helped in what I'm doing now. So if you have the opportunity to send your child, I would do it. All right, friends, so I hope that you enjoyed my tent project. And I hope you guys are staying well, staying safe, being smart when we're out in public, and we are flattening this thing out so we can go to camp come June and July. All right, Beth, thanks for letting me taking over the camp feed, and I will catch y'all next time. And go Grace. All right, have a great one.